Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Azkend 2, The World Beneath. A really weird name for a match 3 puzzle game, but we'll roll with it. So this is yet another game by 10 Tons, and thankfully they've done an original concept this time and not made an endless sequel to bloody Sparkle again, but we'll just go and have a look anyway. So we've got options, but not much here really worth talking about. Probably don't even need to keep the tutorials on if you want to be honest. The game's not that hard to grasp. So we've got two things here. We've got challenges. You've got time over there, which is your basic score attack, and it runs down the clock, and you have to clear as many spaces as possible, and then you'll get more spaces to clear after you've cleared them all out for more score and multipliers and stuff. I'll come show that later. And you've also got medals. I honestly don't know what this is. This is just like replaying the older levels that you played in the campaign for medals for some reason. I really don't know what that's about. So for the purpose of demonstration, we'll go and play the adventure mode. Now, oddly enough, this is a spot the part of the photo mode in a puzzle game. I mean, it's a little strange, but it was okay for the first couple of levels because what they did was that they made it so that all the images were displayed properly and like not rotated or anything, and it was actually relatively easy, but at the same time was alright. Then a couple of these in, they started rotating the bloody images, and it got really annoying really quickly. Thankfully, you don't have to do well at these. The game does continue on, even if you do succeed at these levels or not, but it does determine whether or not you get a bonus at the end of the level for the next set of puzzles. So, kind of annoying, I have to admit, but we'll get onto that. Where the hell is this? I can't see it. Is it that? Yes. Got it right at the end. So yeah, I found all the details, which is a little strange, but when I found all the details, I got a full charge. So, the idea is that this girl's adventure has taken place. She was on an expedition on a boat, and she got thrown under the sea, and eventually turned up in this weird underground world. There's a map which shows you how far you have to go. I'm about halfway through the game at this point. It's been about an hour. A little more, a little less. Haven't been keeping close count, and the game doesn't either, so it doesn't really matter. There's all your trophies there. Notably, all of them are actual challenges except for one or two, which is actually kind of nice. But yeah. So, you can see the scenery as well. The art in this game is actually pretty nice, all things considered. So let's actually get onto the game, shall we? So, this is a relatively simple level. The idea of this level is that all of these tiles need to be turned to blue. The grey ones need to be moved twice. The ice needs to be matched to next to before it can disappear and be matched with anything under there. And that little counter up the top there, those Tesla counter things, if you match a tile and it's part of the area that you need to match to complete the level, you'll get one of those lit up, and if you light up all 5 in a row successfully without screwing it up, you'll get the ability to, you'll get 5 of the random tiles removed for you, which is a nice little bonus more than anything else. There are active power-ups active in the game. Yes, I just did say active twice. And the idea with them is that if you match 3 of them, they'll have specific effects. For example, the one I've got equipped right now is the dynamite, and the dynamite obviously makes a pretty big explosion once it gets matched 3. As you can see, I've got a time limit in the top left there, but thankfully the time limit is expired once I match all the tiles. Unfortunate thing being, I'm having a lot of trouble matching the tiles right now. There are also compasses which give you the ability to match longer chains with different parts of the... what's the word? With different parts of the... Christ, brain, work with me here. With different gems. So like I can match those 3 together even though they're completely different gems because the game will let me do that when I use the compass. It's fairly useful. And if I match more than 6 gems at once, it'll create ball lightning, which will take out 1 random part of the board instead of just 5. I've really screwed this up, haven't I? This game's a bit random, much like every other game of its fucking kind, I have to tell ya. So, yeah, there's a little bit of a problem with the game's randomness. It tends to put you in situations that you really don't have much luck escaping from. It's kind of annoying, honestly. I wish they would tweak the random generator a little bit, but there's not really that much they can do either way, really, so I don't really blame them too much for that. Probably could have used that stuff better, but you know me, I don't really focus that much when I'm playing these sorts of games because it's a fucking nightmare for me to do that sort of thing. I'm very close to running out of time. This isn't very good. Just trying to get us... Yeah, this isn't going to happen. So I'll have to restart the level. Because, fantastic, right? I hate these sorts of levels. Every level in this game has a unique mechanic to it, whether it be a bunch of bugs crawling up the screen that you have to get rid of as fast as possible, or whether it's something along the lines of, what's the word? Fire spreading across the board and you have to put it out by making matches next to it, or just silly things like that. They introduce new ones constantly. Where the hell? God almighty. They're introducing new mechanics to the game constantly, and at least it's keeping me on my toes and keeping my brain working. How little you can manage to do that in a puzzle game like this. It's an interesting little thing. Obviously, it isn't really that original. It reminds me a lot of Candy Crush, except Candy Crush... Oh, well, it's not Candy Crush. It reminds me of something else. I remember playing a very similar game to this on PC at some point. I can't remember its name, though. And it's getting away from me, and I really shouldn't be focusing on that when I should be trying to get matches. It's not that bad of a game, though. Not really. Although I'm really getting fucked by the RNG here. Come on, work with me, guys. Jesus. A lot of the time, with the way this game's puzzles are solved, you can actually solve them really quick most of the time. Well, not so much puzzles, much as levels. If you haven't finished the level in, like, I don't know, a minute, chances are the RNG's gone and screwed you, and you end up having to restart the level anyway. Bit of a pain in the ass, especially when it comes to levels with, like, bugs and stuff in them. They're really hard to get done really easily. Thankfully, the dynamite does let me wipe out entire parts of the board, so... Christ almighty. I actually haven't listened to the music very much. It's alright. It's, it works. It's just I've had heavy metal music on in the background this entire time, so it's like... Oh man, I was one match away, and there was one there too, because I'm a bloody idiot. Match that. Use that dynamite. Then... Shit. Match that. More dynamite. Alright, so those are the last two left. Hang on. Match with the dynamite. I'm really running out of time here. This isn't pleasant. Come on, where are the fucking matches? Give me a goddamn break. Remember what I said about the RNG screwing you? It really is true. Now I just compass that. And that's all the spaces, so now I've got a limited time to get that thing to the bottom of the screen. Fun, fun, fun. Dynamite is very useful in this regard, though. So there we go. I actually managed to finish the level in 9 fucking minutes. God, I knew it was going to screw me. I absolutely knew it was going to. But I never believe the RNG will work against me on a video, but it always does. If there's anything that the RNG can do to screw me on camera, it will. So, much fun. Let's get a long match going. Ball lightning is fun. I actually kind of like ball lightning. It's named after a phenomenon where lightning will literally take the form of a ball and float around an area, and you probably don't want to go touching it. It's a neat thing. Very few people ever see it in their lifetime. I don't know why I'm talking about ball lightning while I'm playing a freaking puzzle game, but we'll work with it. I want to get it to show one of the more unique levels, like one of the bug levels. The bug levels are much more of a pain in the ass, but at least they're more interesting than watching a typical run of this. Compass. Blow that up. Move that down. Set that. There's my piece. Now how do I get it down to the bottom? I use a lot of dynamite. Game's frame rate is mostly fine, but sometimes it'll tend to drop a little bit, especially when you've got lots of effects on the screen at once. Not that big of a deal. Now come on, give me an interesting level. Not very interesting game. Thank you very much. Let's get out of this. I'll go back to the main menu. Let's see if I can find a couple of the fire and other levels in the metals here. So if I come to about, I think this one's a fire level. Okay, this is a fire level. So as you can see, there's fire, and you gotta try and put it all out. Again, the RNG will either be really nice to you or really mean to you. So I've just wiped out half the fire there. You can see those little documents there. If those get wiped out by the fire, I lose the level. So the idea is we have to try and get as many matches as close to those fire spaces as possible to keep the fire back. The metal levels appear to be just like harder versions of the regular levels, so not much particularly interesting about them, I have to say, but you know, I mean, it's a good concept and it works fine. It's just, you know, hard to show off on camera without sounding... I mean, like, it's not like I'm gonna be fucking excited. Oh my god, there's fire! You know, something like that. I already went through my retard phase in high school, thank you. Blow that up. Wait for the fire to spread a bit more so I can get an actual match going next to it. There we go. Then I match that, and then I match that. Here comes the lightning bolt of extinguishing, and then it just spawns another one. This is kind of annoying, honestly. It tends to do silly shit like that, where you're about to make the last match, and then it sets the square you're about to match on fire, so you can't end the level quickly. It's a bit annoying. No freaking matches. Of course, it's the RNG. What else would I expect? At least it isn't balanced so that you have to buy a bunch of microtransactions in order to actually finish the goddamn levels. Looking at you, Candy Crush. Yes, I did play that piece of shit for a very minimal amount of time. There we go. Now I just have to get the metal to the bottom of the screen. That should be fairly easy. I say that as I am screwed by the fact that there's no pieces down there for me to match. You can still get, like, ball lightning and stuff here, too, so watch this. See? There we go. Now let's find an ant level. I think this one might be one. Yes, so ant levels are about what you expect. You gotta keep them from getting to the top of the screen. How do you do that? By doing matches next to them. I mean, it's a puzzle game about matching 3. What else do you expect them to do? Well, at least they're relatively consistent about their bloody puzzles. Blow some dynamite up. Match those. Match those. Now it's just you I have to deal with. Match that. Oh, this might not be good. As you can see, they don't fall down with your freaking matches, so it's kind of annoying because when you have to deal with 6 of the bloody things at once, it just gets infuriating. Because you have to try and take them all out as fast as possible, which means getting as many matches as you can next to the damn things. But as soon as one decides to get away, you're kind of screwed. Compass. Oh, I get it. You gotta stop them from getting up the top. So yeah, that's a bit more RNG than your typical levels, I gotta say. But yeah, that was just a look at bug levels and fire levels. They do tend to change things up a bit. So we'll go play the time challenge, which is just like your typical time challenge. You'll see. I'm about to show it off. The game's not bad, it's just its over-reliance on RNG really fucks with me, I tell ya. It's a massive pain in the ass when it really feels like that you got screwed out of level just because the gods didn't feel like they wanted to be nice to you today. More frustrating than anything else. But then again, if you're a fan of these sorts of games, you'll learn to accept that sort of thing, and it comes with the territory. So if you like these sorts of games and you can deal with that, this probably isn't a bad choice. This will be available for, I think they said $5 in the PR email. I can check that, actually. Maybe. Possibly. Really shouldn't be doing this while trying to record, should I? Except there's no fucking matches. Really hard to actually see matches in this game, because the sprites are all so detailed, it's hard to tell them all apart just at a cursory glance. I just picked up a multiplier. Those little medals give you multipliers when you pick them up, so they're definitely worth picking up. Not entirely. Oh yeah, the power-ups do work differently in this one as well. Like they are spawned randomly on the level, and you have to, yeah. As you can see, it's a pretty typical. Where the hell are the matches? Jesus fucking Christ! I can't say shit. I need to stop having outbursts at the random number god. He's just gonna make things worse. But yeah, I'm out of time. When you clear all the spaces, it spawns a bunch more spaces, and then you've got even more to work with. So, yeah, I wasn't able to open my email client without interrupting the recording, so that was the sound of my new email. Anyway. So yeah, as you can see, just no online scoring, but then again, with the RNG being as much of a bastard as it is, I don't mind. That was a quick look at Azkend 2. It's not bad, just be wary of that random number god. He will screw you. Hard. Otherwise, it's not bad. Have fun. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.